swear I did just style my hair. I swear it did look good like 5 minutes ago. I'm back. Hey lovelies, let's try again. I am so behind on this. I've been genuinely busy. For someone who's unemployed, I'm really busy. It's just uni and major project and applying for jobs. That's all I've been doing. But the major project for school just takes up so much time. Like it's just like very time consuming. So, yay. But anyway, Melbourne Fashion Festival. I volunteered for 2 weeks and it was amazing. Also, I'm not doing my skincare. I've done the skincare. I'm doing my makeup today, actually. Also, is toner before makeup a thing? I feel like it is, but because I love toner. And this toner, Glow Replenishing Rice Milk. I bought it at Olive Young in Korea, and it's like the best thing I've ever bought. But ever since I started using this, my skin like looks absolutely like flawless, like glass skin. No face mask, no nothing, literally the same routine. I just added this and I'm like, oh, amazing, amazing. What am I doing with my makeup today? I don't even know. I have a job interview later, like an hour and a half. So I was just like, oh, let's get ready and then let's like do a little chatty chat. Anyway, yes, I did Melbourne Fashion Festival, volunteered, and it was like the most amazing experience ever. Like I think I probably said that about Vogue Forces of Fashion. This I like worked and like did back of house and working in collections and oh my gosh, it was just amazing. I don't want to do heavy makeup. I just want to do like very basic coverage. I'm mostly doing makeup just to look like a bit put together. Considering I've been getting like no sleep, so I'm waking up like looking like I'm dead. I wake up looking like I'm dying. Like I'm already pale, but I look like unhealthy pale. Does that make sense? The Melbourne Fashion Festival was such an amazing experience. Like I have never done any sort of work in the fashion industry until this. Like I haven't done anything. I haven't even worked in like retail or anything like that. So being able to do this was so phenomenal, honestly. Such an extraordinary experience that I have not been shutting up about. I actually haven't stopped talking about it, honestly. Mostly because of like how it like panned out, I guess, in a way. I'm not ready for that yet. I want this. Because after the first week, so the first week all the like exhibits popping up around Melbourne started and like talks and workshops and everything was happening. But I wasn't doing anything a part of that. I was purely setting up back of house ready for the second week for the runway shows. And I got asked, I think a couple of people, I don't know if everyone did or a handful of people got asked by email being like, hey, we have like senior volunteer roles happening. I'm like, screw it, I'm literally only in Melbourne for this. I may as well say yes. Just throw me in, let's go. And I was just like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Reply to the email. And I was just like, yep, I want to do it. Let's go. I went in for my shift the next day and the girl running the volunteers, like that whole area, she was so lovely. She was actually such a beautiful human being. Like she somehow remembered my name like the whole time, even though I think I only had like 3 conversations with her, like in person. But she was so lovely and so like considerate and like, she was actually such a perfect and beautiful human being, honestly. I have not worn any contour or anything like this in weeks, months even. I literally just went on autopilot just then. So let's hope I know what I'm doing. So my next shift I went in, saw her and was just like, hey, how are you? What's the gist for today? She's like, oh wait, you wanted like the senior volunteer role as one of them, right? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, okay, come with me. And I'm like, okay. Like I'm there, like I'm pretty much skipping behind her because this whole like 2 weeks was like, I was living like a dream. Like I was genuinely living like 16-year-old me like dream. I've been living my vision board. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm just a girl that's worked her ass off to get here and now I'm happy. Let me brag. I feel like I'm allowed bragging rights right now. Yeah, so I was practically skipping behind her. And by this point, it was like the end of the first week. So I started the Monday and this was like the Friday, Saturday-ish. I think it was a Friday. Yeah. So everything backstage, everything back of house was already set up pretty much. Everything was like ready to go and like start actually doing things, like all the the collections, all the designs, they were on the racks in sections, which took forever. It felt like it took longer than it actually did to set those things up. So I was following her and we went to like one of the collections and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this section. I freaking helped set it up for one. But all the bags, I was really like intrigued because they all said couture bags. I've been a hardcore couture fan since I was like, literally like, probably like 18. Like, always loved fashion, always loved like the aesthetic of it and everything like that. Watching my first couture shows what made me really be like, yes. Like, it just ignited that spark of fashion. Like, yeah, I already loved it and I already had like a passion for it and everything like that. But once I started watching couture, I just absolutely died. Like, fell in love with it. And I honestly can't put into words of how passionate I love fashion and couture, honestly. I need to remember that I am still doing my makeup, so I need to like not get too distracted because this is for an interview. Do I wear blush? Do I wear highlighter? It's scary because I don't mind highlighter, like it's cute, but I love blush and I have blush blindness and I feel like for an interview that's not when you absolutely send it. I'll do a little bit. I promise I'll do a little bit. Instantly goes for the nose. I don't even know what I'm wearing, by the way. I really don't. Let's just go with that. I'm just gonna blend that out, see how we go. That is way too high. I've screwed up already. Hold up, I need like max concentration here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it because I definitely can put more on, but right now it's like a light little like rosiness and I just wanna stop. Anyway, couture. So we were walking down and we came up to like the section of like the couture designs and I'm like, no way. She's just like, oh April, this is the team you're working with for the next week. And I'm like internally screaming and had the biggest grin on my face. Honestly, it was amazing. It did get stressful, obviously, like as anything would. Freaking worth it. So I was like working really closely with like the head stylist. She was great. And then there was like her assistant, so assistant head stylist. And then there was 3 of us like senior volunteers who moved up to that role, and it was assistant stylist. So you had head stylist, assistant head stylist, and 3 assistant stylists. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. That's pretty much how it worked. So I've just been saying that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. But so there was 3 of us volunteers that moved up to that role. Powder the nose like nothing else because it's always like in here that it gets like oily in a way, or like not even oily, it just looks a lot oilier than what it is. And it's very annoying. Honestly, my skin type's so annoying. It's like oily T-zone, dry, but also the most sensitive skin you will ever find. So it's so annoying. So there was 2 other volunteers that, and we go along, we kind of had our own little like cute little bond happening, which was really cute. That first day was instantly model fittings. The whole day, I had the biggest grin on my face. I didn't really know what I was doing because it was like my first ever time working in fashion. I was still learning everything. Do I want to do eye makeup? I might just do like a little sparkle because I'm a sucker for a cute little sparkle. I think I know what I'm wearing. I just hope it's not too much. But yeah, so that first day that I like moved up and that very first day was model fittings. And I was just like, literally just had the biggest grin on my face the whole day because I was just so happy. I was just so happy. Even though it was stressful, so stressful, it was still like such an amazing experience just to learn on the spot. Like just everything, like how things work sort of thing, like how model fittings actually work, how this work, how you actually put on a freaking couture dress. I was saying the whole time, I'm like, I don't need to go to the gym. I just need to work a couture show. Like those dresses are heavy. Like, cause you have to take them out of the garment bag, and some of those dresses take like 3 people to like actually do up on the model, including the model like helping as well. But yeah, who needs the gym when you just work a couture show? Jesus. So yeah, learning on the spot was great. Like just don't give me a piece of paper, don't give me a brief, literally throw me in and I will adapt. I work better under pressure. I am just that person. I'll do my eyebrows. I'm getting back into doing my eyebrows. Nothing too crazy, just like lightly filling it in. But honestly, I don't think I need to. Not today. Also, it depends if I wear my glasses or not. So just kind of just getting thrown into it. Heaps of people will be like, that sucks, I don't want to be thrown in the deep end. But yeah, some situations, I would rather not. I would still like to have an idea of what I'm doing. But having the first few days of actually setting up back of house and working with working with event gallery and the other like volunteers, and we're all kind of learning and asking questions and like bouncing off one another pretty much. And I was one of the volunteers that helped set up each of those freaking sections, so I felt like I knew back of house like literally the back of my hand. Okay, I think that looks good. Just like lightly filled in on the ends. Nothing too crazy. I was thrown in, I adapted, I think I picked it up by the end of the day. It was stressful. Obviously it was stressful because you have so many, I think, top of my head, we had 30 models altogether. And a lot of these models are wearing like 2 to 3 different outfits. It was really cool though, because it wasn't like, here's the fit, put it on the model, off you go. It was literally like mix and matching like pants and tops and this and that and skirts and dresses and layering. It was such a great learning experience. Like the whole overall thing, but I was there like literally holding like little like those plastic boxes with the separators in them, literally holding them because they all had jewelry. She's just coming and going. She's like, no, can you get me that one? Can you get me these gloves? Of course I can. I'm literally skipping. So yeah, watching her do that and like watching someone who knows what they're doing in like their role and just in her element pretty much, it was so rewarding to be able to witness that and assist that and actually work with that. Not just like watch a video of someone doing it, actually witnessing it happen and me working in that collection as well. The whole thing was such a rewarding experience, and I'm so glad I said yes to wanting to do like a senior volunteer role. Oh yeah, I definitely like this one more. This one I think I've just made this one a bit too dark. Like yeah, I love seeing the end result and what it creates in the end. But honestly, I am an absolute sucker for seeing the creative brainstorming it takes to actually make this end result. Like anytime there's a fashion show, fashion week or anything like that, and then by the end, afterwards all like the sketches comes out and all that and they get released, I'm a sucker for a sketch. If there's sketches of like a design, I am actually obsessed. I will be watching every single one, like looking at every single one. So I love knowing the creative process into making that final look and just having all these creative people come together and just make something so phenomenal, and actually standing there, being a part of it, helping and witnessing it was just something completely extraordinary, honestly. Hold on, I need to do mascara. I can't talk and do mascara at the same time. Damn, I hope I get this job now. I wear mascara for nothing. Like, I don't mind how it looks, like I like it, like in a finished look, but I feel like I spend the next 3 days taking it off. It's not even waterproof. I just can't remove mascara, apparently. Just a little bit, just a nice little shimmer. Nothing like sparkles to make you feel confident. Also, overall, I went from working only like 3 shifts in the 2 weeks to working like 9. But being an assistant stylist, oh my gosh, that role, it is a lot. It is a lot, especially in a couture show. But now I can say that I did it and I survived and I learned stuff, so yay! The hours are long, the days are long. Like you're looking at honestly about anywhere between 10 to 14 hours. On average, it was about 12 that we were working, 12 to 13 hours we were working each day, especially for the model fittings. Day of the show, yeah, that was, I think that was close to about 15 hours a day. I can't even remember the morning, honestly. It was a lot of last minute touches and model fittings and a lot of moving things from back of house to where we were actually fitting the models right at back of house before they literally walked out. Where's my eyebrow gel? These bad boys are not moving all day, and I love. So yeah, the morning was just a lot of like little tedious things, you know, last minute alterations, last minute fittings. I think we just had one model pull out. So it was like seeing what other model could wear that and more alterations and stuff like that. It got hectic because like 15 minutes before the show, we had seamstresses. We had seamstresses. That's right? We had 2 of them back of house Literally, the models are coming in, we're getting them ready for their first look, like for the actual show. They're still sewing. We're like, oh my gosh, is that gonna be, can you take much longer? I didn't bother them. They were so in their element, they were just like, doof, doof. It was so cool. What's the lip combo today? Do I go a lip tint? Do I go a lip plumper? Do I go lip oil, lip gloss, lip liner? Where's my lip liner? No! My day's ruined. My lip liner's gone. Seriously though, where is it? Success, I found it. And my lip gloss as well, because I wore this combo in my last interview. But I think I'm going to change it up. What was I saying? Damn it. There was a dress rehearsal, which ran really smoothly. We were down a few dresses though, so each model had one dresser. We were down a few, so me and one of the other senior volunteers, we stepped in. And then when the actual show came, we had more dresses. So that was really great. So the hairstylist was going to be pretty much doing like the last possible checks before the model actually literally went on the runway. And then we had someone else come in helping her, and she was like bouncing around. She was so cool. And then the assistant, the hairstylist's assistant, he was also in the liner, making sure things were looking good and everything. So that means back of house, like the dresses didn't really know the collection or like how things were. We had spec sheets, model photos, how it's meant to look and everything. But there was no one actually at the back helping. That's when me and the other two senior volunteers came in. Us three, we got told, okay, so you three are back here helping everyone. And we're like, oh, what? And when all the dresses came in, they introduced us three, being like, yep, you have any questions, ask them. And us three were like, we didn't know that. We didn't, what? This was the following Friday. This was like one of the last days of the show. One of the last days of the festival. And so I'm like, okay, I've been here literally almost 2 weeks. I've been working this collection for a week, so I'm like, I know this collection really unbelievably well. The chapters, the orders, the models. And the models' names were still a bit hit or miss, but if I saw their face, I'm like, your chapter this, you're wearing that. Like, by that point, I kind of like knew what was happening, which was, I feel like, expected. I'm just going crazy with this line. I need to stop. But yeah, I just stepped up. Like, moving around, seeing if anyone needed help. I like knew what like dresses needed a lot more people to help with. So I'd be like, yep, cool. When you have that dress, I'll pop over, this and that. Bouncing around, making sure people look good. Like, I just stepped up. I was fully just like in the zone. And it got hot back then. We had all these portable fans and I was like, had like 5 in each pocket, and I'm just like giving them to the other dresses. I'm like, here you go, while your model's like doing her walk. Here, take a breather. Take a breather, please. Oh, that's a lot more pink than I remember. I don't know why that was such a jump scare. Lip gloss and lip liner. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I haven't discovered it sooner. Lip glosses are literally my everything. I own way too many lip glosses, but lip gloss and lip liner. Oh, what a combo, honestly. Okay, does this actually look good? I've just been yapping. I feel like it looks cute. Minimal, put together, clean. That's all I wanted. Okay. This makeup ain't moving. But yeah, so when it was like show day, honestly, the morning I barely remember. It was just like, it was so fast. It just happened. Even though it was literally a 15-hour day, it went by so quickly. But the dress rehearsal went really well. And then the show, like the actual show, it was hectic. It was hectic. I was trying to get as much content as I could as well, because I'm like, I want to reflect on this. Didn't post anything until the end of the festival. I followed the rules. It was okay. That was like the only rule pretty much, is that you can't post anything till the end, which was absolutely fine. Like the show I worked was literally in the last like 2 days of the festival, so that was okay. It was hectic and it went by so quickly, but like so quickly. It felt like 5-10 minutes. There's always people like watching like the footy or the cricket like on their phone live. I'm that person with fashion shows. I seriously am. Fashion weeks, I am connected to my phone or my laptop. I'm like connected by the hip to my laptop all year round either way. But fashion week time, I don't care where I am or what I'm doing, I'm watching it live. But because of the time zone difference, it's usually anywhere between like 10 p.m. and like 6 a.m. So I'm probably at home. But there's been times where I've been out with like family or like I've been at like my family's place for like dinner and I'm watching the show live. I remember it was Paris Fashion Week last year, end of last year, and it was a Louis Vuitton show and I'm watching it live at my parents' house. Also, it was my first time meeting my sister's boyfriend as well, so that was quite funny. I was at my parents' place for dinner and watching the Louis Vuitton show live. Well, we're having a good chat and I'm just like having it since, and it was just like, Ava, what are you watching? Socialite. So I'm like, it's a Louis Vuitton show. Shush. A shush. I am busy. It was also quite funny with the Fendi show last year, actually. Milan Fashion Week, Fendi show end of last year. We drove to and from Queensland and it's a freaking drive and a half. Like, it's such a long drive. We were still driving back and it was like 10, 11 p.m. My alarm went off for the Fendi show to watch live. And like, I was at the very back of like the car. We had like this van and I'm up like the back. My alarm goes off and my parents are like, why the frick do you have an alarm going off at this time of night? Fendi show. So I'm literally just like sitting in the very back of this car. I woke up from a nap and I'm just watching the Fendi show. I was so content. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so watching a show live, when I was watching like the Louis Vuitton show and stuff like that at my parents' place, not a long show. Like, fashion shows aren't long. It's not like a footy game where you have like a half-time period and it's like a 2 to 3 hour freaking thing. No, it's literally like 15 minutes. 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it's even longer because like live streams will show the whole like guests walking in and like taking their seats. And I love it when they do interviews with like the guests, like with ambassadors and stuff like that. Because then it's just like, what are you wearing? What was the process into what you were wearing? I am the biggest sucker for that stuff. I don't care for your like your personal lives, rumors, whatnot, workout plan. I want to know what you're wearing and who you're wearing. Literally, I say this all the time as well. That's what I want to know. But yeah, the actual show itself isn't long, right? It's not a long show, but working back of house and actually working it, oh my gosh, it felt like it was like 7 minutes max. It's not. That show was quite long because of the dresses. They were walking quite slowly as well. But it was like, it just went so quickly. It was crazy. And it kind of sucked. Like, I was glad because it was stressful and now I can just like breathe. And like a week prior, I got fired for being in Melbourne for this as well, by the way. I don't care. Yeah, I'm unemployed right now and I'm going through interviews, but I literally lived like 16-year-old me's dream. I don't care. So yeah, it was stressful and it was very like relieving when it was over, but it was also sad because I was just like, this was like my first like proper thing in fashion. And I can take this with me and like reflect on it, put it in a portfolio, start my actual portfolio, and it was just, it was such a magical and phenomenal experience to be able to have that. And with working with other volunteers as well, like I wasn't the only volunteer who got moved up into the collection. There was 2 others and all 3 of us were volunteers, so we all kind of like, we got along, we just had like a really great connection throughout the show as well. So that was really great having that as well. And then we also had like the head stylist, her assistant, and the designer, which I met quite a few times. She was quite lovely. She was nice. I volunteered at Melbourne Fashion Festival and was like a senior volunteer, an assistant stylist at a couture show. I didn't believe it for ages, honestly. Like, I say it now and I'm like, yeah, I did do that. But for weeks, it was just like, mate, little old me where like 16, 17, 18-year-old me was just fashion, couture, fashion weeks. I was living for freaking all of it. COVID hit. So that kind of sucked and it was just like work. And I ended up losing that little spark I had for fashion, which sucked because I also left dance and I lost that little spark of fashion. So I generally started losing losing who I was. There was a time period where I really just, it was very much so like early 20s canon event. You just have no idea what the freak's happening. You lose the plot generally. I ended up finding heaps of things, like my old like Vogue magazines that I kept, other magazines I collected. I have like a fashion like sketchbook which had like a bunch of fashion notes in it. When I would take notes like watching fashion shows, or I did a bit of sketching in high school, nothing too crazy. And it's notes about the school that I enrolled in that I'm enrolled in now. I like flipped through it and I'm like, what happened to this girl? What happened to this version of April? And I was just like, screw it, let's enroll. Literally enrolled and started watching fashion shows again, like catching up what I've missed in the last few years. Jonathan Anderson's debut show at Dior Fashion Week last year. And that just like, just ignited that spark like I was 16 years old again. Like, oh my gosh. And then watching like Couture Week this year, oh my gosh, just wow. And then working the Couture show just really started to happen. And I honestly started getting emotional through it all because I was just like, this is literally like, I'm 25, but like with 16-year-old me's dream. And it just felt like really healing. Like I was healing like my inner teenager in a way. This got real sappy real quickly, didn't it? It felt like it took such a weight off my shoulders in a way. Like being able to be 25 and have all the experiences that I have had in the last like 5+ years with work and this and that. All the early 20s canon event stuff you go through. And then bringing like 16-year-old me in now, it's generally really like healing in a way. Oh, I gotta get dressed now. Half my wardrobe's on my floor now. And I hope my phone is in like the same position or close enough because I needed it to take photos to send to a friend. It is freaking freezing outside. So I was just like, okay, I'll wear a coat. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, my leather trench coat. I have this leather trench coat and I'm obsessed with it and I'm wearing it everywhere. And I put it on and I'm like, I think it's too much. April, this is a job interview, not a fashion show. Oh, I never put my light back on. It sucks. I love having my fringe, but my hair grows so quickly that it just grows. And it's just like, I like having my hair that grows quickly because that means I just have long hair all the time. But can the fringe just back up, please and thank you? It also sucks when I was platinum blonde as well, and my natural is like this dark brown. I'm actually going back to blonde soon. Like full... I need a job first. I need a job first, so hopefully this interview manifest me, guys, please. What was I saying about Melbourne Fashion Festival? What was the last thing I was saying? I don't know what I'm talking about is... This is going to be like 30 seconds for you, but for me, this is like 20 minutes ago. I know I went on a rant about how much I love couture and my rediscovery of fashion. Starting fresh, let's go. It was just an overall such an amazing learning experience, like working actually in the industry, working back of house, and not so much like learning like you would in a classroom, but learning like on the spot and just mostly learning about like how it actually works. My very first day, I was on my way, I was on the train, I was so freaking nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, I don't know, like I know the show's on until next week, so I wonder what we're doing. I was mostly nervous because I'm like, I want to be good. I want to be good, I want to work hard, and I want them to see like my hard work and just make it acknowledged, I guess. Like I just wanted to meet heaps of people and do the whole networking and connections and do all that because this is the first time I'm doing it. And I mostly just didn't want to make a fool of myself. I'm like, I don't want to get asked to do something and I just can't do it. Or like, I'm just can't fathom it. So I was so nervous. I got there. The first thing I did was literally set up chairs and tables in the volunteers area where like because we got provided food, mineral water, and like those gut shots. I freaking love those gut shots so much. So we got like lunch and dinner and then like the drinks and the tables and chairs that were up there. All me. So after doing that, I was just like, what's next? What's next to me? What do you need? And I ended up going outside to this massive shipping container where the 9 a.m. girls already were. It was like sunny and like 30 degrees, by the way. They were literally dusting and setting up the clothing racks that literally all the designs hung on. So there was like the bottom of the wheels and like it like unfolded and stood up, and then you had to put like a top part on it, but not all of them fit. And it wasn't that obvious which ones were which. Like you really had to like really look to make sure, but then like you had to it was just tedious. And then when we built them, we had to like dust them, pull them inside, but when we went inside we had to walk all the way on the other side of the exhibition hall and then leave them there and then walk back. I definitely got my step goal very quickly. You really do need to do like the shitty jobs though, unfortunately. But I'm glad I did. I literally did like the whole setting up and then worked a collection, and then did the packing up. I didn't pack up everything like what I did with setting up. Like setting up, there was no like, I wasn't bound by anything. It was literally just go for it, set up the whole back of house. And then when I got assigned to the couture collection, I was only with them. So even the packing up at the very end on the last day, it was just packing up like our area sort of thing. So that was really nice. That was really nice. I didn't need to pack up every single rack that we built. That was great. But being a volunteer, you get privileges of going to the shows as well. There was a lot of volunteers who worked front of house and they did front of house show sort of stuff, so ushering sort of thing. I didn't do any of that because I was working the show, but so that means they could just like stand there and just like watch the show for free. That was nice, but still, being a volunteer, those days that I went to a show, there was the first show, which was like the David Jones show. I actually went with one of the other volunteers who's actually in my class at NFC. So, and this was like my class is virtual, like I don't attend on campus, I attend virtually and we both do. So we both like volunteered. We didn't see each other at all through volunteering until like we reached out being like, hey, like you're here, like I am here too. So we met up, went to a show together and caught it there. Like it was so, I don't know, it was kind of like iconic in a cute little way. Like literally two fashion students who are in the same class meet for the first time, see a show and then leave. It was just cute. I really liked it. And the show was fantastic as well. Like every show, it was like a massive show with heaps of designers and collections within it. Where the show that I worked, the Couture Showcase show, it was literally one show, one designer, one collection, done. And then the show that I went with the other girl in my class, that was on the very last night and it was the first show of the last night. And then I was going to go because going back to where I was staying was like so far. And it was dark and I'm like, I don't really want to go on public transport and I've already caught like 3 Ubers sort of thing because of how late we finished. One of the other volunteers that I was like doing the collection with, one of the other like senior volunteers, she was there and she was like, oh my gosh, like stay. And I'm like, okay, I'll stay. Oh, twist my arm, I'll stay. I'm so glad I did. That final show was absolutely insane. Like it was so phenomenal. So extraordinary, and I'm so glad that my outfit looked good. So the volunteer that I went with, they were like, oh, you look like Danielle from Cat's Eye, like the doll from Touch. And I was looking and I'm like, no way. So on my Instagram I did like a collage of like my outfits and a little cute little like collage post of like to sum up Melbourne Fashion Festival. I had a couple of outfits in there and that outfit's the first page with the doll there as well. So if you ever see this post and you're like, why the frick is there a doll there? It's because it was like reference. It was that's why. A little backstory for you. But that last show was so amazing, honestly. Like I'd always wanted to go to a fashion show and I finally went, and I wasn't just like volunteering at Melbourne Fashion Festival, I was learning on the job. I was freaking getting so much experience doing it and I met so many people. Like because I was actually working with them or other volunteers or even just like complete accident. Like there was one of the shows, because I went to 3, there was 2 on that last night and then I went to one by myself early in the week. I ended up just sitting next to a couple of people who like we ended up talking and then before I know it, we're like connecting on LinkedIn and I'm like, this was by complete accident. Complete accident. And there was this one guy where his daughter's a designer and we were having good chats. Like he was just such like a proud father. Like it was such a proud father moment. It was so cute. And I saw him at the very end and I was leaving. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm just gonna go up to him, wish him and his family best of luck because I'm just nice like that. We had a good chat and he had a really cool mustache as well. Yeah, I'm just too nice. Like I just will talk to people and like my little extroverted side will come out sort of thing. Being at Melbourne Fashion Festival, massive fashion event in Australia. Not just going and attending shows, but attending the shows like by myself, with another fashion student that I know, with other volunteers, and then also working one of the shows, one of like a massive show and getting that experience, but also before that actually working just in collections and back of house and setting up, doing that whole thing over 2 weeks is like such a core memory for me right now. Even though I was in the sun building racks in 30-degree weather, even though I was setting up chairs and tables for a couple of days, my hard work paid off. Hard work paid off, and I got offered a senior volunteer role, which I said yes to. And then I ended up working for a couture show. I didn't know what show I would be working with. I didn't really know what the senior volunteer role was. It was just like, offering volunteer roles, the hours are long. If you're interested, reply to the email. Why not? I'm actually only in Melbourne for this, so may as well keep working. Working the couture show and like the senior volunteer role closely with like head stylists and designers, and meeting other stylists and other designers from other collections, because it was very like close to each other. Meeting people from event gallery and like production team, pretty much working closely with them. Like, you meet such amazing, extraordinary, unique people with such a large and wide knowledge of the industry. Literally taking and accepting any possibility and role that you can. Like, especially I feel like this early on right now where I am, like, I'm only in my 2nd term of fashion school. I've done Melbourne Fashion Festival, waiting for Australian Fashion Week to have the little volunteer application, still waiting. Attended Vogue Forces of Fashion, which was just like so inspirational, inspiring. Learning through social media as well, like following everything, following other pages and other fashion creators who are explaining their knowledge, podcasts as well, like learning through all of that, but then also getting that industry experience through volunteer work. And even though styling isn't a path isn't like the main path I want to take, being given that opportunity is still such a fantastic experience. I can use what I've learned from that to put towards what I actually want to do. Plus, I just met some really amazing people, and I worked a couture show, so I get bragging rights for this. Even though it wasn't like very glamorous, like I was wearing a high-vis vest every day, for goodness sake. It doesn't really matter if it was glamorous or not, like not everything about the fashion industry is. And so really getting that behind the scenes experience, where for me was amazing, because like I mentioned earlier, I love watching everything come together. I love the brainstorming. I love how all these creative people and all these creative individuals are being created to make something extraordinary and make something look good for a show. Like the model fittings, making sure that how the outfit and the design fits on the model is what the vision is. And even if it's not, seeing if it can be adapted to that model through styling, accessories, or like mix matching sort of things. Being able to witness everything come together like that is one thing, but actually being able to like be like a supportive role in it and actually help with it and be like on hands with it. Oh, I'm just like a little kid. Wait, shut up. I'm just gonna shut up. Otherwise I won't shut up. And I have to go. I have an interview, so. I hope you enjoyed me just absolutely ranting non-stop about it for who knows how long this video is. Considering I thought the last one was gonna be super long, and I think it's like 13 minutes or something. Anyway, I gotta go. I have an interview. Wish me luck, lovelies. Manifest for me. Mwah.